becoming selfless, more and more selfless, is the first step towards manifesting this divinity. That alone, he assures us, is going to take you to a stage when you actually start discovering the divinity within you. And I personally think that is the way. You become more and more selfless.
That's the crux of the matter, sir.
The sun's ray of light is pure, colorless, and it travels in straight lines. Physics teachers teaches. But when it passes through the prism, it gets refracted, reflected. We have the curvature, 7 colors. The drop from heavens above, raindrop, is distilled water, clear, pure. When it falls on the body, it becomes a stinking sweat. When it falls in the sea, it becomes saline, salty. When it falls in the ditch water, it becomes dirty. Now, the crookedness, the curvature, the 7 colors are the impurities of the colorless, impartial light. Similarly, the divine love, the pure love, godly love, which is available in every human heart when it passes through the prism of egoism, 6 colors, 6 contaminations, crookedness, lust, greed, etc. are born, aham, kama, krodha, etc. These impurities are to be removed to become human again, to become colorless again, to become divine again. The water is to be boiled to become again distilled water. Gold is to be purified, oils from the bowels of the earth are to be refined. The crude man is to be civilized, refined, cultured. For that, a little feeling for the fellow human being, if only a person can draw a timetable, a small percentage of my time I will spend for others. A small percentage of my income I spend on others. A part of my energy I devote for the welfare of others. If it starts with a small percentage of giving time, energy and money, slowly the impurities get completely removed and the clear sunlight shines. Egoism is to be removed, prism is to be removed, contamination is to be removed through humanism, and that is fellow feeling, and by the practice. Love is abstract, service is substantial. And this substantial service, if only it is practiced in small percentage, it ultimately goes to the full and total dedication is possible. In schools and colleges, a part of the games may be less competitive or not competitive. Competition is detrimental to the purification of the heart. Cooperation is good, participation is good, self-dedication is good. In educational institutions, a percentage of the games, sports, etc. may be without competition, let there be cooperation. And there are several other small things in the educational institutions to be implemented. By following them, we can revive the humanism, we can establish humanism, and humanism may lead us to the ultimate divinity. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pranams, Swamijis. I've got only one point. All of us have got 2 facets of life. One is personal, the other is public or official. In all these areas, we go on expecting people to do something towards us. Let us list out them. Instead of expecting from them, let us start from ourselves. Whatever we expect others to do, let us try to do with purity and clarity. They may sound simple, but if we make it a regular practice, maybe we can go on reducing our emotional mistakes as well as other mistakes. And secondly, whatever smallest things we do from morning till evening, let us have immensity and intensity, Shraddha. That is what Swami says. These 2 things, Let the purgation start from ourselves. If we start from ourselves, then we have a right to expect about others. So let every reformation start from self. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Gopal Krishna Gandhi was our former governor. It reminds me one day he said me, Kullan, in my cabinet, industry minister is always a very high-handed man and environment minister is always backbencher. This happens even today. I believe understanding the laws of nature is most important issue for the present mankind. We teach in school and college level environmental science, but importance given to it is very minimum. The Western style of civilization tried to modify the nature, but Indian philosophy always taught us to live with nature. The processes, the one basic ecological principles we teach in the class, that is processes which operated during the past are operating today and will operate in future. But presently, what we are doing with the nature, say the case of hydrological cycle, evaporation, condensation, and then again rainfall. But we have changed the atmospheric temperature. More and more evaporation, there may be less rainfall in some areas. So I believe to be a good human being, we need to understand the nature first. We need to understand the processes or laws of the nature, and that only can save the humanity and make a good students and a good mankind. Thank you.
Thank you so much indeed. I'm concluding a good valedictory session.
Swamiji defined religion through two concepts, very key concepts, which are central to his message. Two pillars, you can say, of religion, or maybe the test of religion. One is strength and the other is unselfishness. If you read his complete works, it's full of these two ideas. Because to be unselfish, it requires a lot of strength. And Swamiji says the converse is also true. Little acts of unselfishness, his quotation is, whenever you do a unselfish act, the strength of a lion manifests in you. So one of the motive powers of this universe is unselfishness. He says unselfishness has been the motive power of the universe in the past, it will be in the present, and it will be in the future also. So the whole of humanity, to become a true human being, it is not competition but unselfishness and sacrifice. He says sacrifice has been the law, and that is how humanity evolves into from humanity to divinity. So unselfishness and strength, if we practice in a very small measure, we start with whatever we are capable of. It need not be a great unselfishness. Small unselfish acts gives you more strength. The capacity to be more unselfish, the strength which is required, because life is unfoldment of a being under circumstances trying to press it down. So every time the circumstances are against you, you require strength to overcome them. And when you do any unselfish act, you will immediately find that there is some kind of strength within you which motivates you to do higher and higher things. So I think that is the first step, the least we can do to become true human beings and ultimately hope to become divine.
I think I have only one incident to tell. One time, Swamiji's friend Josephine MacLeod was in Belur and Swami Shivananda was president. Then she told Swami Shivananda, I would like now to spend my time in meditation here in the mutt. And she said, I want to meditate on God. Then Swami Shivananda answered her, well, if he is God, he will make you do his work. So, if we want Swamiji to work through us, if we want to feel his presence, we have to do something of his work. All of us can do something of his work. And I think that is the message that I would tell.
Good evening, everybody. Actually, I was just ruminating on our own classes. So we only have plant kingdom and animal kingdom. And human beings are also included within the species and class of animal kingdom. But it is only in the spiritual world that we differentiate an animal, a human being, and God. So the classes never taught us about what human beings were. We were only Homo sapiens. And a Vanara means somebody who is like a human being is a monkey. So in that context, what is a basic facultative difference between a animal and a man? I think it is only the faculty of imagination or the capacity to image whatever we see. That is why we have a good memory. We are able to carry forward. We can remember events that happened long before, and spiritual saints actually say we can even remember the last birth. So in this context, what I suggest is to be human is to retain or nurture the capacity to image and imagine. And using that imagination, now you have to think. So that's the second faculty that we have. So for us to become human beings is only to ensure that we nurture our ability to imagine, nurture our thinking process. And as Swamiji himself says, all the wealth of the knowledge of the world is come out of the mind, not from your textbooks. So we need to look at that to become human being. Then when do you become God? It's very simple. Swamiji himself defines that. A perfect man is God. So we are at different levels of imperfection and a journey towards perfection, which is basically nurtured by our interthinking breed, because we are talking about civilization and culture, and that happens only, as Swami Ranganathananji says, when we sit together and think. It's an interthinking breed, is a human race. And once we do that, we move into that sort of eternity, and that when we become perfect, we become God. Thank you.
Well, is that all? Thank you so much. I am tempted to compare this August Assembly, if you don't mind the expression, to a Zahuri Bazaar, an assemblage of the jewelry owners. And now we have in our possession 7 very precious gems. We are now waiting for the Kohinoor to come. I would request Secretary Maharaj to deliver the valedictory address, because he is in a hurry. Yeah.
No, you made your observation.
I think that will do. Whatever I have said will do.
Om Jananing Sharadang Deving Ramo Krishnang Jagat Gurum Pada Padmitayo Sritva Pranamami Muhur. First of all, I convey my love and best wishes and regards to each of you, especially the speakers. And I beg to be excused for not being able to attend all the sessions thoroughly. So I had to attend to my, say, duty also sometimes. And that way I could not get all the important information that was served here by the very august speakers. Now our say seminar on seminar on Swami Vivekananda's vision of future society. So he has a vision of a society. He visualized it and he saw it, that it would come true. He was not only an ordinary visionary. And he did his best. He established the Ramakrishna mission. He gathered together his brother disciples, his own disciples, And also, he had bequeathed the responsibility to that treasure to us who would come later. So this is our responsibility as well. As the brother was telling that we have to do, as Mataji was telling, we have to do his work. This is our responsibility. India or the society would be great and glorious. It would be great and glorious. With what? With sufficient food for the hungry mouths and with sufficient food for the hungry minds as well. So we have to provide both civilization and culture, both Abhudaya and Nisleyaso. It is no way to castigate that we want to be all gods and goddesses. But it is equally to that we want to have. So we want to abide by the having mode of living and also the being mode of living. And Swamiji has blended it, these two. That you have to make a synthesis between what we have and what we want to be. And we want to be divine. That is final. That is final. We want to be divine and nothing short of it. Because everything else is material, including your mind. With the help of mind, we go beyond mind. Just as with the help of water, we cross the river. Only way left to us is to know how to do it. You have to know the art of swimming, or you have to find out a boat. But the water that is giving you trouble, that has separated you from this bank to that bank, will come to your rescue, come to your help. So the mind is the main culprit, but with the help of mind, you have to go beyond. We have to go to the state where there is no mind. And that state, we always go, at least for 5 or 6 hours in a day, when we are in deep sleep state. That is our divine state. So you cannot say that we are not divine. We are all divine beings. And that is the proof that we are all divine beings. It is not just a make-believe. Dr. K. Subramaniam was speaking about culture and civilization. This is a very fond topic of mine. I used to teach these two concepts to my students at Narendrapur College. I was associated with the college for the 45 years, and to the 45 batches I taught this subject. But when I used to tell them that civilization is growth without and culture is growth within, they used to say, where have you got it from? Can you tell us? Oh, no, somehow or other it came to my mind. It is my intuition. So I got support from you, sir. I was so elated. Culture and civilization. So it all depends on our attitude. The mother is the same, but the 3 children, one became tamasic, Kumbhakarna, another became Rajasic, Ravan, another became Sattvik. He got Ramachandra, he got the divine. So that is it. So it is not enough to be born of the same mother. you have to take care of your minds. So we have been hearing that this world is a dog's tale. Swamiji said it is a dog's tale. But if you leave it there, taking it to be a dog's tale which cannot be straightened out any time, what is the use of serving people? If you can remove, elsewhere Swamiji says, Swamiji appears to be full of contradictions, but we have to collect, we have to make synthesis of all these utterances. If you can remove the misery or the suffering of a single person for a single day, that much alone is true, and all else is moonshine. Baki sob ghonar dim. Baki sob ghonar dim. কয়েকটা মুহূর্তের জন্য যদি একটা মানুষকে দুঃখ থেকে মুক্ত করতে পারো, সেটাই হবে পরম লাভ। So we are running hospitals, we are running schools and colleges, we are lecturing. Thereby we are reaching out to the persons and instructing them, telling them that live a life of purity. We want to be good. We have to be good. We have to be pure. We have to work with love. As our mothers work for their children with love. Mother, you are telling that work can become service when you add love to work. Otherwise work becomes duty and it is highly unpleasant. All our mothers, they convert their duty towards their children into service by adding love. Can we not look upon our students in the classrooms or the customers in the offices as our own, very own, and not others? As Holy Mother said, nobody is other, everybody is your own. Can we not look upon our students in the class as our own children? Can we not love them? Can we not love our occupation? Can we not love the subject we teach? When you add love to your duty, it becomes service. And when you know that the people who you are serving with love are also the manifestations of the divine, because Swamiji says, Bohu rupe sammukhe tomar. Bohu rupe sammukhe tomar. The divine, the same divine is present in all of us. In front of me, they are all present. They are the veritable manifestations of the same divine, same God. And Swamiji says, leaving them, where do you go to find God? And still we are going to the temples to find God, leaving them in the lodge. That is the basic defect with all of us. All of us are doing the same thing which Swamiji forbade us to do long ago. We cannot as yet look upon men and women, people or individuals, as the manifestation of the divine. That is the problem. So he has brought back our faith in religion, I should say, in spirituality. We have spirit within. In the deep sleep state, we feel that we are one with spirit. That's why we have a spiritual life. So he was in favor of the term spirit and spirituality and not religion. Just think, in Swamiji's time, we used to become all atheists. That is the greatest, say, benefit that he has done to us. That is the greatest thing that he has done. He has brought back our faith in our spirituality. One thing. He has brought back our faith in man. In fact, he alone has asked us to keep faith in the dignity of man. And dignity of man, he raised this dignity of man to the divinity of man. Man is divine. So how much respect we must have for them. And not only that, he is not a passive thinker. Not only that, he asks us to do three things. That when man is divine, man is accepted as a dignified member of our society, then it necessarily implies that you have to create a social condition, a set of social conditions, which would allow him freedom to evolve along the lines of his own temperament and capacity. It is no use to tell them that you are divine. What have you done for their development towards that? You have to create social conditions, congenial social conditions, so that they can evolve along the lines of their own temperament and capacity. That is most important. And again, you have to develop a harmony of individual efforts to social responsibility. That is very much natural. We cannot be selfish then. And when these two are attained, when we accept them as divine, dignified members of society, and when all your activities have some social liability involved, that you are not going to do anything for yourself alone. Your individual aspirations and social aspirations are to be tagged together. That is the action plan. And from that it automatically follows that you are creating you are developing a creative art of life by the alchemy of which the human limitations are progressively transmuted and he feels one with the divine within. He sees all in him and he in all. That is the plan of Swamiji. It would automatically dawn on us. So his vision of a glorious and great society or India is not an idle vision. It has to be made a reality, and for that we have to do our best. We have to do as best we can. We have to shed tears for that. Because you have become inspired. You have become inspired. And you have to inspire others. Being inspired, you have to inspire your grandchildren, your members in the family. As so many speakers hinted at. We have to do something for. We have to be anything but selfish. So with these few observations, I once again convey my love and best wishes to you all. Thank you. Namaste. Jai Ma.
Pranam Maharaj. As I said at the beginning, we are here to open up, and I think we have sufficiently opened up. There were 5 different sessions, 5 boxes full of treasure. We have opened them up, and finally this session. All the gems have come out. We have to take care of them. That is all I have to say as a jewelry keeper. So now it's for Swami Jadavindranath to propose the vote of thanks.
My pranams to Sri Ramakrishna, to the Holy Mother Sri Sharada Devi, Swami Vivekananda. My pranams to all the monks present here. My namaskars to all other speakers and the audience. Yesterday and today, we have witnessed a gathering of some of the most brilliant minds in India. Our speakers have come from so many parts of India and they have participated in this seminar, and all of us have enjoyed the papers that they had presented. I am sure of that. All of us, we have achieved a sense of fulfillment. It is said that on realizing God, we have ultimate fulfillment, but at a lower level, for people like us, we too realize God in our own way through such fulfillments. Speakers have been fulfilled by presenting their papers. Audience have got fulfilled by listening to their talks. And I feel the most fulfilled of all is I myself. So I too have realized some of God in my own way, now that the seminar is coming to an end. So I am not being formal by thanking. I thank from the depth of my heart all the speakers, those who have come from far and near and who have participated and presented papers. I thank them from the core of my heart. I thank the audience for having involved themselves in this seminar. I thank the guest house department of our institute who have made all supplies for food and snacks. I thank the maintenance department for having made all arrangements for the seminar. I thank my own department and the staff and volunteers connected with it, the Center for Indological Studies and Research. Last but not the least, I pay my respects to the Almighty God for having made this seminar a grand success.
Thank you.
Thank you all of you.